Now, in the interest of doing some more of the side quests before I get too far into the main quest line alone, we do have a quest called Red Dawn. I'm to scout at the south of the Maw, overlooking the forward exile camp. We were already at the Maw. We were already in that region. But we can go back. Oh, wait, it's right here. It's actually closer to where I am in Arnima than it is to the Mawstone or to Nenalata Proxy. Okay, that's just a pretty straightforward shot south. Now, we weren't very sneaky when we were trying to save the fugitives, not fugitives, save the hostages from the Orc stronghold. That didn't really work for us. But how about now? What if we tried to be a little bit sneakier now? And as I say that, someone already detects me. Yeah, it really didn't last long at all. How did he even... Oh no, that's how they saw me. They're just right there. Let's see if I can actually sneak in and actually scout out the location. Seeing as that did not work out well last time when I was trying to do it for the orcs and freeing the captives there. I see at least one enemy, and I think that's right where I need to get to. Two. Sure seems like it, at least.
What's that?
Oh, and they saw me. Well, alright. They have just real good detection, don't they?
What's that?
I cast invisibility, and they're already detecting me. They can't even see me, like who? Oh, him. That would do it. It's fine. It's fine. Like, see, right now we're fine. Right now we're good. As long as he doesn't detect me, we're fine. But I feel like they put this scouting location in an odd spot. What? What? I'm not detected! Oh, does this just happen no matter what, then?
And I thought today was gonna be...
Oh, I guess they just do that no matter what. I guess that happens no matter what. That makes me feel better. You know what? I feel way better if that is unavoidable. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't considered that. That, it's just one of those situations where no matter what you do, it's like, oh, you failed. Oh, you gotta get back. I'm gonna go with that, at least. I'm gonna say it's unavoidable. But I could be very much wrong. If anyone asks, it's not my fault they were alerted.
Make yourself busy.
It was the game's fault they were alerted. Jackos, I made it. I just had to run all the way around the city.
All together, lads.
Are Mech and Sek gonna be back? Yeah, there's Sek. Where's Mech? Why is that dude so tall? Why is that guy so big? You see this, right?
Take more than that.
Oh god, it's one of those situations where they upscaled him because his weapons are bigger too, and it just looks silly.
Time to meet your end.
I also realized that I say that, but Sek's also a little bit bigger. Sek is
Eyes and ears, boys.
notably
Don't
bigger.
drown these desert rats in the river from where they came. Get close, or you'll be an easy target.
Maybe it's Mech's day off, so only Sek was available today. Just because they're brothers, just because they're twins, doesn't mean they do everything together, right?
I see you, scum.
Oh. Oh, and I've been to, this spot before. I've been here before. We had already cleared it out, but, the Dragonstar Swift Swords came back. The pirates came back. Yeah, he's a little tanky. Once again, light armor. But a fully upgraded crossbow to the chest doesn't do shit to him. I'm probably just gonna shut up about the difficulty and I'm just gonna lower it because, suffice it to say, on Adept, this is a little bit of a slog at times.
Looted the entire town. Nothing left to salvage. Let's go get back what's ours. Avenge all who were slain here. Get close or you'll be an easy target.
I got news for you, I'm already an easy target. Enemies butcher me in this. Way easier than they should. Oh god, it's a big boy again. It's a tall dude.
Take more than that.
Oh god. Oh, he went invisible. He's a goddamn magician. Oh, he doesn't have anything unique. I was hoping he did.
Get close or you'll be an easy target. No doubt those thieves will hold up here as well. Keep your wits about you. These Reds will lash out when cornered. All inside.
After you, boss.
Get close or you'll be an easy target.
I get it. I'll be an easy target. I know.
Is someone there?
No, nobody here.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Nobody here.
Desert red gun scum.
Time to kiss my blade.
Is someone there?
No, nobody's here.
Look who's brave.
Okay, at least we
Make your
at least we
peace.
paralyzed him.
This ends here.
That'll make it a little bit easier to deal with him.
Time to taste metal.
Cheeky.
Man, you're strong.
Scream for
Get
me.
close
Still
or you'll be an
alive.
easy
God
target.
damn.
Well, that was easier than expected.
No, it was not. Don't lie to me. Don't you take this away from me. Every kill right now is an achievement. Also, I should just follow Jackos. Oh, we're going here anyway?
If you need a second to breathe, take it now. We're not going to relent against these rats lest they regather. A direct spearhead through their ranks. Alright, break cover. Off we go.
Anything in here? Hey, potions. Perfect. I'm gonna sneak for a second. It's gonna last all of 2 seconds before they detect me. Just watch.
Just about feel my knees giving out with all this crap.
Told you. I didn't even get a chance to get a shot off.
Back down.
Child's play.
Oh, he dodged. Don't you get away from me. Don't you run away from me.
Back down.
You win. I submit.
You're slipping.
I'll make you pay.
Come here, prick.
Make your peace.
We are routed.
Wrong move.
Child's play.
Enough.
Yeah. Good, they didn't trash the mines while they were here. Could hope for further function once we clear these Reds out. More coin for Raven Spring, lads. Rejoice. Keep vigilant. We're bound to be set upon soon.
Oh, I thought we were clear. I thought that was you saying that we were done. My bad.
Never should have come.
Ah,
Another
yourself.
gutter rat. Rat meat.
I really love the level design.
Get close or you'll be an easy target.
Like, the level design for the mine is really, really, really well done.
Is someone there?
Yeah,
You know
I
me.
hear it too.
I love good level design. It's honestly one of the things I look for the most in mods now.
Say your prayers.
I'd say that and voice acting are probably two of the things that I look for or notice the most. But if I can get a mod with just
Wrecking
good level
faces.
design, that's really, really something I can really appreciate. It's not easy, I get it. Design is not an easy thing to do. So to me, good design just stands out that much more. Oh, wait, is that a Thalmor flag right there? Or, not Thalmor, but Aldmeri Dominion flag?
Stench. Best
Behold
be
it,
on your
boys.
guard.
The rat's nest. Let's be the fire that ousts this vermin. Give no quarter. We need to show these river scum that the Reach isn't to be trifled with.
I almost wish we had more people with us. I wish we
There
had
you are.
more troops with us, because there's about 5 of us in total against all these
Come
mercenaries.
here, prick.
I also get that it's a thing of 1, Mortbane probably doesn't care to
Time to
spare more
kiss my
troops.
blade.
2, he might not even have more troops to spare.
Cave your skull.
But I would love if we could have an army just roll in. Although the Imperials couldn't even send an army to deal with the Orc stronghold either, so we're just, we're a little short-staffed for all these attacks.
Yeah, I hear it.
I think it would be one thing
There you
if,
are.
and this will be one of the last comments I make on the balancing, but
Spring for me.
it would be one thing if we only had a handful of enemies and they were all this tanky, but because there's so many, that we have to deal with, and they're all this tanky but wearing light armor and stuff. That's why it just feels a little bit unbalanced or a little bit unnecessary. But I also get that balancing is also something that can be tricky because you have to take into account different mods that people are using for combat. You have to take into account what level people are going to be, if they're using overpowered weapons and stuff. But I'm what, level 81? I don't use overpowered weapons. I use improved weapons, but nothing god tier. Oh, I hit Jackos. He walked right into my shot. Jackos, it wasn't me. It was the Reachman. Or it was the Dragonstar Corsairs. They enchanted me. They made me do it.
Well, that was easier than expected.
Okay, he's not mad at me. Whew. He doesn't know it was me. That's why.
Out it yourself.
Also, I love these tents. Run for it, harem girls! Run for it! The commander is ours. What a coward. Trying to run away.
Time to taste metal.
I'm gonna need more dwarven bolts. I'm burning through them. Is it done? Are they gone for good?
Red Guards and piracy aren't easily parted, but even a dog should know when to stay clear of a fire, and we'll make sure to have the flames of their ships burn bright enough for the whole river to see. Just have to get some of the mage lads down here to work their magic. Caught wind that Sigmane is sparing some of his precious treasury our way. Good thing too. Bog was one of the chief contributors to our kingdom's wealth. Once we're sure that those desert rats aren't making any further plans, we'll have that rubble heap cleared up and made pretty again.
Do you need me to do anything further to help?
Me? No. Yet Kegor may. If you've met him already, that is. If not, then he resides within that walled-up city to the west, Evermore, as you've probably heard more than enough of by now. He'll be the one you'll need for any proposed clean-up duty. Cheers for the help here. The boys are more than appreciative for your presence.
Alright. Once again, we'll come back to him, we'll speak to him about the other lore, but I'm excited. I have a few reasons to go to Evermore now. I'm looking forward to, at long last, heading to what I consider to be the biggest and best city in the mod. Or at least, when I last played, it was. Now, before we head off to Evermore, I still needed to talk to a couple people. I wanted to talk to the missionary because he's the one who said to talk to him if I found anything in the Witchman Cave, right? The Lord told me you have some news. Do you need my help again?
Well, before any action, you should know a little about me, particularly of what I do. You see, I'm not here just to spread the Divine's wisdom. I'm here because the priest requested my skills. Alteration, to be exact. Familiar with that art?
I know of it.
So you won't need to hear me blather on. Grand.
And why is alteration important here?
I'd bring this up because one technique I've honed is to scour large tracts of land for things both significant and relevant to our interest. And recently my focus has been on one such thing. Gauntlets belonging to the blessed and venerated war knight, Mados. The items have vanished and no one had any answers as to where. Until now, of course, with the help of yours truly.
And where are they then?
Far to the north, way beyond this kingdom's grasp. Most strange is how far below the earth my search took me to. Right in the depths of that Dwemer ruin.
How did they get there?
My abilities only go so far, friend. If I were able to peer into the past, then most of our problems would be solved. Alas, we deal with what we're handed. Yet we can rule out a number of suspects who could hazard that voyage. A start, at least. No, my, going on about the whys and wheres is quite the digression. What were we talking about again?
Gauntlets, ruins, alteration.
Right, of course. Well, seeing as you've returned seemingly unscathed from that perilous delve, would you be interested in yet another journey?
Sure, I'm always up to see new places. That's why I came to the Reach after all. Or beyond Reach.
I hope that's a yes. Dry wit is hard to part from sarcasm. Well, friend, you know I'm ready. Else I wouldn't be heaving nigh twice my body weight in furs.
It seems as though being an errand boy is my fate. Very well.
Going to get out
If
of
you
this
pass me your
zone,
map, I'll
Big
cross the
Brown.
location of the ruins entrance. Got most of the local geography on the palm of my hand. Unless the witchmen have the north covered in frozen dung and bloody pelts, that is.
Alright. Make way for the Dwemer facility, so mark off Red Dawn, because we're not going to Evermore just yet in that case. And we're going to be headed... Oh, where are we headed? I don't see a marker. Oh, okay. He said north, right? Or I could have sworn he said to the north. So, one comment I had seen earlier was someone saying that it seemed like the map was almost like mirrored or reversed, and maybe that is the case. Maybe that is what's going on here then. It's not too far. Or the closest location I have is the Maw Stone. So let's use the travel stones again. Why not? I can fast travel, but hey, let's make use of the cool magical teleportation stones that we have on hand. There's also a lot of quests that I'm sure I didn't do the first time around, and I'm sure this is one of them. I don't remember this one at all. I remember attacking the Orc stronghold. I remember doing some stuff with the Empire. I remember some weird stuff in Evermore, but so much of it is a blur. So much of it was so long ago that I also imagine a good chunk of what I even played has been reworked since then. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a decently long series, a decently long Skyrim Saturday series, which I'm perfectly fine with. There really haven't been a whole lot of new quest mods lately. I know this one isn't done, it's still in the works, there's still new content being added. Maybe we'll get lucky and new content will be added to it as I play through it. Because I remember that happening with... It was with Midwood Isle that I was mid-playthrough. And the mod author added a new island and added new quests, and I just sat here and went, alright, fantastic timing, great timing. Oh, am I just gonna stand here? Listening to you breathing? There we go. Oh, she's still alive! Oh, she's back up! Okay, we're fine. Whew. That was a close one. I'm a sucker for DLC size mods. I'm a sucker for bigger mods. Anything that adds its own self-contained story, its own main quest line, and getting to explore outside of Skyrim is always just a treat for me. And I know it's funny because the mods I want the most are the mods that are hardest to make. And then I just have a weird kind of like high bar for what I want from those mods as well. I have just a lot of things that I either request, demand, expect, and I recognize that a lot of it is not even realistic half the time. But then I'm also incredibly blown away and pleasantly surprised by a lot of the mods I do play anyway. Like right now, the world design for Beyond Reach, incredible. I've mentioned that it reminds me a little bit of Enderal, and that is really one of the highest compliments. Especially when this was done by one person, and Enderal was done by an entire team. Oh, this isn't ominous at all. The soundtrack is also fantastic. Voice acting is mostly good. I've had a couple ones where it's like, yeah, it's not perfect, but also not terrible. Oh, that's a statue. I thought that was going to be a person for a second. Even in the most degenerated form, the slave had coveted delusion that the master were good, and all there is Without his tutelage, uncertainty, the slave finally forgoes thought and accepts fully what pride represents. What pride repressed. Bondage is destiny. All praxis used by the master, hitherto, had fostered a fear in the slave greater than the torture of its servitude. That uncertainty is the worst of all prospects. So the master leads with the torch, battling against this great unseen, all the while holding firm the chain. I didn't even see the chain at first. Damn. Oh, I've never been this far north, sad to see how any form of civility completely vanishes as you trek through these woods. I also just realized, because you're my follower, Ulkarin isn't with us. Well, I wasn't sure how the mod would handle it. Some mods allow for multiple followers, some do not.
By the divines, what a sight. The Dwemer were a vain society, weren't they? And then again, most elves share the same trait.
So do most men, to be fair. I was just checking to see if he had any new dialogue. So I'll have to go back and get Ulkarin later, because I really like traveling with him. I like the little bit of information that he adds, just in conversation, just in brief mentions as we do the main quest. I'll head back to the Divide and make sure to get him back. Are we clear? What is this orb? Is that yours? Did you leave that here? You want to touch it? Oh, it's attacking him? Or is it healing him? It's not marked as an enemy. I don't know what it is. Because I couldn't interact with it either. Oh, Ulkarin is still with us. Hey, there we go. Problem solved. I noticed that some voice lines for the missionary don't seem to be playing. I'm not sure if that's just a scripting thing, or maybe the lines just aren't triggering, or maybe some of the lines are unvoiced. But we know he's voiced to at least
These
some
walls,
extent.
solid stone. How do you think those damn dwarves did that? No magic I ever seen, and I don't think they were the type to do it by hand.
I feel like this place is just gonna be a maze. I feel like this whole area is just gonna be a massive maze. At least we have markers pointing us where to go. Navigate the ruins until its lowest level. I was waiting for this door to be blocked off and be one of those things where, oh, this is where you come out from, or this is going to be the shortcut back to the entrance, but no. He's still cold. You wouldn't last very long in Skyrim, my friend. The gauntlets are deeper within the complex. My exercise drew my mind towards a large cavity within the mountain. I have a feeling it's just some of the lines aren't playing. I'm guessing that all the lines for this quest would be recorded. It'd be weird if only some of them were. And I'm wondering if some of them just aren't triggering for whatever reason. I'm also just looking around a little bit before we get too deep into the cavern.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hear
oh,
it
oh,
too.
oh, oh, spiders. Spiders, spiders, spiders. Makes sense with all the webs that we had. Okay, that big magical orb before, that's definitely his. He's definitely
Easier than expected.
casting some sort of like magical turret or some magical buff. Which I like the idea of, that's pretty cool. Okay, just spiders here? Unless there's more down here. Okay, this looks like another way we can go too. I mean, either way we're gonna fight Falmer, I'm sure we're gonna fight Dwarven Automaton, so we have
There you are.
a long battle ahead of us no matter what.
Going places, wrecking faces.
So I opened a locked door and I don't know what's down here, but it's certainly creepy. A terrorized vessel? Oh, that's an Oblivion Gate. Oh, that is
Going places, wrecking faces.
100% an Oblivion Gate. A rancid stench overwhelms you as you approach this ominous gate. Who knows what morbid plane of oblivion it could lead to? If the Daedric entities that surround the gate are any indication, then it would appear that plane is not a place any mortal would ever wish to see. Let's see if there's anything on you. I don't know why I took his human flesh, but, you know. In case one of my friends gets hungry later. There's a lot of little things in the mod. There's a lot of environmental storytelling things about the mod, which I love because it's something that I think can add to a dungeon. You can make a longer dungeon, and that's fine. But if you're going to make a long dungeon, give me things to discover along the way. Give me little story tidbits along the way to keep it interesting. If I'm just going to fight through a dungeon for an hour with nothing but enemies, nothing but kill this enemy, kill that enemy, it's like, okay, great, cool, you can make a long dungeon, but make me feel like I'm working towards something. Make me feel like I'm making progress as I go through it.
Yeah, I hear it too. Going places, wrecking
I'm sure
faces.
part of that also just comes from, you know, 10 years of playing Skyrim. 10 years ago, a long dungeon, for the sake of being a long dungeon, probably more fun than it is today. But those little things like discovering an Oblivion Gate and stuff, that gives you more reasons to explore these side passages. Even if it doesn't pertain to the quest that we're on, it helps kind of tell a story about the region, about the current climate, about everything else pertaining to the mod. And frankly, that's just what I really love to see. Things all connecting back together. Oh, we made it! But okay, kind of made it. We need a key to get down there, unless we
Needle in
already
a
have the
haystack,
key.
In a field of haystacks.
We don't already
Those
have the
gauntlets
key.
Could be anywhere.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Okay. Oh, it's like the Solstheim puzzle. This could take a little while. This could take a hot minute. Unless I could just open this up and this solves my problems, but I doubt it. This is just going to be a loot room. Just a loot room? Yeah, I figured, but on the off chance that there was like a master switch or something. I didn't think so, but worth checking out just in case. Alright. I'm gonna save in case for some reason it's one of those puzzles where if you fail it you die. Or something just kills you, but I doubt it. If it's anything like the Solstheim puzzle, I have to find the right combination to light up all the little bits. There we go. Alright, we got it. Took a little bit of trial and error, but it's that one, and that one. This is also probably one of those where there's a couple different solutions, but that's the first one that I found. And you know what? All you need is one. Now the question is the gauntlet going to be right behind here? Well, no, because it leads to another area, but I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that straightforward.